Are you conscious that you're also causing a fitna?
Your body can only absorb 30 grams of protein in one sitting. Complete lie. Some people that don't have the discipline and they have a cheat day, what will happen? That cheat day will become a cheat week, and then they fall off and then their routine's gone. If you do something for that long, no matter what craft it is, you're going to be at a very high level. So shilājit would be one.
Why all of a sudden has this shilājit thing happen? What is it?
The supplement that I would literally recommend the most is
Where is the line between your body is an amānah and then vanity?
Bro, this is a tough one, bro. I'm still topless, even though my aura's covered. I don't know if it's very befitting. Let's be honest, bro. So you're having half the amount, bro. It's not good enough.
It's embarrassing, quite frankly. I do eat these protein crisps every day. Are you now, or have you ever taken steroids? Ajmal, assalamu alaikum.
Faisal, walaikum assalam.
How you doing, bro?
Alhamdulillah, very good, bro.
Long time.
Way too long, bro.
I think you've been in every studio.
Yeah, pretty much.
Including my house.
Bro, way back.
Yeah, my when I first ever had the podcast, the
humble
mum's
setup.
house. Yeah. That was the next phase. That hadn't formed into Freshly Grounded yet.
How many years ago?
That was 10 years ago. That was 2016.
That's crazy, man.
No, sorry, it was not 2016. 2016 is it was 2016. It was September, October 2016. It was around this exact time, 2016. So 9 years ago, basically to the date. It was when we first did our first episode.
Where does time go?
Yeah. For those people who haven't watched those episodes, or if anyone who's listening to Freshly Grounded doesn't know who you are, which will take me by surprise, I just want to list off some of your accolades, right? So you've got over 10 years experience in the fitness industry, way more than that.
More.
You are two-time natural bodybuilding world champion.
Yep.
Many times reached the finals in natural bodybuilding.
Yeah.
Fitness coach. You kind of are/were a PT. I know you're doing kind of less of that now and more focused on kind of just providing value to like as many people as you can. Known for no nonsense, disciplined approach to fitness. And I've got here lifetime natural bodybuilder.
Correct.
I want to kind of pause on that for a second, because if you look on your Instagram page, your socials, or read some of your comments, and I'm sure in your DMs, that's quite a contested stat there, lifetime natural bodybuilder. You see comments from people who are telling you, Akhi fi Allah, you're deceiving your followers. So I want to start there, and I want to ask you, are you now, or have you ever taken steroids?
I've never taken anything that's some sort of hormone, steroid, whatever you call it. Alhamdulillah.
So does it frustrate you when you see those comments?
I see it as a compliment, bro. Alhamdulillah, because I feel like if I genuinely, like, you have to be true to yourself. If I've genuinely achieved what I've achieved, and like, I get it, it's just a body, but obviously it's an amānah from Allah. But I'm saying if I've achieved what I've achieved and I know I haven't, I can sleep at night knowing that, hold on, I've been blessed with some good genetics and hard work. So yeah, man, I take it as a huge compliment.
And so how do you feel when so other than kind of like seeing it as a compliment, does it not ever anger you or upset you when people become a little bit I don't want to say aggressive, but they're almost like claiming that you're the things about you deceiving people and kind of really like assuming quite bad things about you?
The ones that sound a bit deep like that, those are the only ones where I actually respond to.
Okay.
Generally, I just respond in a banterous way, saying, lifetime natural, with the little emoji doing this. Like, what do you want me to say? Like, alhamdulillah, man. Yeah, I've been doing it for 21 years, bro. People don't understand this is a marathon, not a sprint. Like, if you do something for that long, no matter what craft it is, you're going to be at a very high level. Like, I could, alhamdulillah, say, like, without, I don't like blowing my own trumpet, but like, combined 21 years, I've probably taken off 1 month.
SubhanAllah.
Maybe 1.5 tops. Yeah, literally in 21 years. So I don't know what that is as a percentage, but it's pretty good.
Yeah, you don't have to convince me. So interesting actually how we met, because when I first met you, I had just got married.
Yeah.
And I was sitting at 69 kilos. Mm-hmm. And I was, I think, the generic like term skinny fat. I think like if you looked up skinny fat in the dictionary, that was me. Because first of all, I thought I was
the worst body type, sadly.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah, man.
I thought I was obese, bro. I thought I was very fat. But my frame was actually incredibly skinny. And I noticed I remember when I got married and my mother-in-law made a side comment. Absolutely, she's the most like lovely person in the whole entire world. She'll be upset with me for saying this. Probably, yeah? She will be. She's a huge fan. Okay. And she's the most loveliest person in the whole world. She's like honestly a second mother to me. But she made a passing comment. Not in a rude way at all. It's friendly, but she said something about me being skinny, right? Yeah. And that's when I was like, oh my gosh, I'm skinny. And then, but every time I looked in the mirror, because I had a belly and I had like breasts, I was like, I would think I'm fat. But then look at scales, and I was like, yeah, this is, and in some manner we met, and you were kind enough to take me on as a training partner.
How did we meet? I can't remember how it was.
Potentially through Musa Adnan, because you were kind of in a similar area or something like that.
During intensity days, I remember.
It was intensity, yeah.
That gym, Edgeware.
Yeah, and that in that period of time, we trained together for. I was training with you 5 days a week for 2-hour sessions minimum.
Solid.
And I went from 69 kilos. I've got pictures somewhere, so I'll share the pictures on the screen as we're talking about this.
Hide your aura.
And my aura is covered by default in this picture because it's a screenshot from Instagram. Okay. I started at 69 kilos, skinny fat, and I got to 82 kilos, mass.
Like good composition, body recomposition.
Yeah, bro. Like, and I guess I didn't even realize it at the time. And then obviously, like, I fell off, and then the journey's up and down.
Doing well right now, though, bro.
I'm doing well right now. Doing well right now. Yeah. So you don't have to tell me about kind of like the advantage and the huge impact that you've had, bro. It's been incredible in my life. I know that you're currently training Omar, my brother, and you've had such a great impact on his life. And so anytime we get to kind of sit with you, man, it's just like absolutely incredible.
Likewise.
But because you've impacted our life so much and the brothers around us, I kind of want to take this podcast a little bit different. We've got numerous episodes with you where we're just having a conversation and kind of digging into you personally. Yeah. This time I want to be able to provide as much value as possible to the actual audience. And I want to kind of deep dive on some topics that are, I think, are things that you're obviously so skilled in and knowledgeable about. Yeah. Bodybuilding, diet, calories, all of these kind of things. So let's get started. Let's talk a little bit about bodybuilding first. There's so many different schools of thought with bodybuilding that exist. What's kind of like your take on, let's say, for example, if someone's starting at that, if somebody's listening right now, this skinny fat, worst body type. How do they go from that to basically
what you kind of did
Ajmal? Well, that was like 20 years. But regardless, how does a person listen to this who's like, look, I'm out of shape, I've not been training, I'm not happy with my body shape. Okay. How do they get to a point where they are like in incredibly good kind of physical shape?
As simple as it may sound, but I'll try to break it down as much as I can. They need to, first of all, actually start training, okay, which is obviously, the obvious. But secondly, bro, they need to obviously start, less is more in the beginning, just maybe 3 times a week to start with. But most importantly, bro, they need to fix their diet. And how that works is, bro, most times, if you do not track your food, or at least gain the experience in tracking your food initially, and then eyeball it, which we can get to later, most likely, most people don't eat enough protein. Protein is the most important, in my opinion, macronutrient. It's what builds the muscle. It's what repairs the muscle. It gets really deep. So the averages, they say, is like for every pound of your body weight, you should have 1 gram of protein. That's a good place to be at. So if you're about 200 pounds, that's about 90 kilos, you should be having 200 grams of protein a day. You could actually get away with less. So for someone that's skinny fat, he needs to go to the gym. I'd probably put him on a legs on Monday, a push day on Wednesday. So he's going to be train, rest day, train, rest day, train. And he's going to do legs, full legs, quads, hams, glutes, right? Then he's going to do, on Wednesday, he's going to do a push day. He's going to do chest, shoulders, triceps. Then on Friday, he's going to do a pull day, back, biceps. Then he can throw in some abs. And then I'd want him to do cardio 2 to 3 times a week at the end of every session, 20 minutes. And bro, he has to just be consistent. And over time, the body will change. Like there's so many misconceptions in the game, bro, where they think like, you can't have this, you can't have that. They restrict themselves so much. But the goal is to make it a lifestyle. So less is more in the beginning. Do 3 times a week. And then slowly, the iron bug will bite them good, and they'll just keep going and becoming more consistent, and they'll increase the amount of training.
Do you find in your experience it's harder to go from being skinny to bulking up and putting on a lot of mass, in a clean way, or someone who's like obese and trying to? It's
a very good question, because a lot of my clients they come to me with, for example, that kind of physique, and they're like, I don't know if I should cut first or if I should bulk first. So it all depends on how much body fat they have. So from what I remember from you, even though you're saying you were skinny fat, your body fat levels weren't that high. You weren't obese. You were just a bit on the chubby side. Yeah. So for you, and if you were a random person or whatever, I would get you to lean bulk from there. Lean bulk, because you're not lean. But I'd get you to basically build muscle from there. And then literally keep the body fat where it's at. And naturally, bro, because of the extra activity you're doing, you will still lose fat and gain muscle at the same time. That is the hardest thing to do. If you can achieve that, and you can usually in the first 2 years of your training, because it's such a change to your body that the body responds so well. SubhanAllah, the body is such a advanced vessel that the way it can adapt and change with activity, with new inputs, it's literally mind-blowing, alhamdulillah. So like I said, if they're skinny fat, I'll definitely get them to put on muscle initially. So like I said before, with the track their protein, start training, and then they'll get to a stage where they're going to get really, really strong. So the main parameter when it comes to training, bro, is your strength. That is the main parameter to basically monitor. If your strength's going up, you're putting on muscle.
It's weird though, because like when you're trying to lose weight, you're also getting less strong, right? In a way,
100%. That's true. Yeah. So, but that doesn't matter though. No, but we're not losing. So look, the example right now is the skinny fat guy. Mm-hmm. So we're bulking, we're lean bulking. I don't even like using the word bulking. I call it a surplus. You're in a surplus. So you're basically eating more calories than your body burns on average per week, and that's how you gain weight. Simple as that. So this individual, he's gonna do that for like a year at least. But during that year, you, as a good coach, you'd have to monitor his physique. If you see that he's putting on a bit too much fat, then you do a mini cut.
Fine.
Cut back for 6 weeks, tidy up a little bit, and then you push up again. So
back to the original question: Is it in your experience more difficult to go from skinny to hench, or from fat to lean and
it's the same equation.
Okay,
it literally doesn't matter, bro. This is what I'm saying. That people think, oh, I can't put on weight. Eat more.
Right.
What do you mean I can't put on weight? Wake up earlier and eat more. Simple as that.
Yeah.
So a lot of people they're like, oh, but I eat this much. I'm like, no, you don't. If you have never tracked or you. And most times, like one of my clients the other day, I'm training him actually now. I was at him, I wrote him a diet plan. There's about 4 meals there. And by the way, it's not about the number of meals. It's about the calories. So you could get away with 2 big meals a day. It doesn't matter.
Sure.
I'll drop a huge misconception in the fitness industry. For years and years, bro, I've been doing this for 21 years training, alhamdulillah. For years and years, they used to say your body can only absorb, and I think I mentioned it, we were chilling in the Donna place, can only absorb 30 grams of protein in one sitting. Complete lie. Bro, they did a study and they had 2 individuals eat more than 100 grams of protein in one sitting, and the body was synthesizing the protein. The protein synthesis was still going on. So the protein levels in his body remained high, basically meaning the body absorbed pretty much everything. So most times, bro, people just don't eat enough. That's the problem, man. They think they're having enough. They're thinking they're eating enough, but if you're not tracking, you're not actually monitoring, you're probably, chances are you're probably not. But I'm saying, like, I've kind of changed my approach now. It's not about being crazy regimented, because a lot of the time, no one's going to be, like, I'm not going to use myself as the example for everyone that I train. The way I like to coach people is I want it to be a lifestyle for them. So I don't want it to be so restrictive where everything. Remember how I used to weigh ketchup and weigh the sauces? I'm not going to get them to do that. I'm literally going to say to them, look.
Do you still do that?
No, yeah, I do. Okay. but for me, it's just because I've been doing it for so long, bro. So, but I'm saying, but even now, I'm a bit more lenient with it. But with my clients and people that really are serious about this, I would literally do it in a way where they're literally it becomes a lifestyle for them, and it's not going to be too restrictive. The main thing is if you're on point 90% of the time, you can get away with that 10%. Let's say 95%.
Okay, so there's another thing that's been on my mind. So you just mentioned push-pull legs, right?
Yeah.
But when you helped me transform, for that 2-year stretch...
Yeah, we did bodybuilding split.
Yeah, we were doing, and I still do this to this day, right? Yeah, it was we were doing chest and tris, shoulders and buys.
No, it would have been legs.
Sometimes we did back, sometimes we did back and buys, sometimes we did shoulders and buys. And then legs.
Because you wanted to grow your biceps more, so that's why usually I would do shoulders by itself.
No, we did do shoulders by itself. You're right. Sorry, it was chest and tris, back and buys, shoulders and legs. Yeah, that's how we did it. Because of that, I still do it because I'm like, that's the only thing I've known to work.
Bro, go on.
Whereas, but I've heard you a few times recently talking more about push-pull legs. That's one thing. Yeah. The second thing is I saw an Instagram video yesterday, a this guy, a bodybuilder guy, and he was like, if you're doing anything other than push-pull legs, you're literally wasting your time. It's redundant. You're not building anything. And I was watching that. I was like, I made all the progress doing it the other way.
So there you go. So you're an example. You just literally told him you're wrong because you lived through it.
So what is the latest? What's your latest opinion on this? Is that split works or push pull legs, or why do you give two different pieces of advice?
I'm glad you asked that question. So, and this is important for people to know. There is no best way of training. Literally, there is no best way of training. So the bro split, the bodybuilding split is a great way. Push-pull legs is a great way. And then upper and lower is another way. Some people just do upper, lower.
That, yes,
they do full upper body and legs. And then they have a rest day and then they go again. But it all depends on the individual, your recovery. Are you recovering? And again, it links back to what I said. Okay, I'm going to ask you, let's see if you've been listening. What parameter are you supposed to follow? What's the most important parameter of progress that you should pay attention to when you're training? To see if you're progressing.
Was it what you said about fat?
No. I said if there was one thing you'd monitor with your training to see if you're progressing, what is it?
Strength.
There you go, strength. So if you're doing, no matter what split you're doing, monitor your strength. As long as your strength is going up, especially if you're in a surplus, you're progressing. That's it. That's the main thing. If you see that your body is not really progressing in, for example, the way you're training at the moment, then switch it up. Try push-pull legs. See how your body responds.
I see.
That's all it is, bro. People think like, it's my way or the highway. No, literally it's what works for you. So try it all.
Okay. I want to talk to you a little bit about ego lifting and kind of the strength of the weight and things like this. So I remember once I saw a video of Rey Mysterio, the WWE wrestler, and he did it was a vlog of him training in the gym.
Okay.
And despite him being obviously on the smaller size of professional wrestlers, the guy's still a pro wrestler. So he's absolutely jacked.
Yeah,
six pack, massive shoulders, massive
steroids,
biceps.
All of them.
Are they?
All of them. Yeah.
All right, well, listen to this. I saw a video of him training in the gym, and he was dumbbell curling.
Curls, yeah.
He was doing curls, and he was doing 10 kgs.
Okay.
Which was like super low, right? And he was basically saying it's all about form, not about like how much you can lift. And when I saw that, I was like, here's this guy who's got like insane body, but he's not lifting the kind of stuff that you see on social media to get the views and stuff like that. So to what extent does the weight that you lift matter? And when does it go into ego lifting and bro lifting? When is it more dangerous? And those kind of things. I remember when we were training together, you would be very conscious of me especially lifting heavier, 100%. but only if the form is still right.
I don't even remember. I used to always say to you, we're not going heavier until the form is patterned.
There's actually something else I used to do, which I don't want to come too much off topic, but it's important to me. I want to come back to this, which is the fact that, and I still do this again just because it worked for us, but I've not seen anybody else do it. Also, I'm not in the bodybuilding space, and maybe loads of people do it. It's that you used to make us train 16 reps, 4 sets. So I still do that. But anybody I train with, let's say for example, someone's like, let's do a session together. I'll do a session with them. And they would do like 8 to 12 reps, 3 sets. So I'm like, but I'm just used to 16 reps, 4 sets.
So you might not like what I'm about to say next.
You're going to change it. Oh, no way.
But
okay,
no, but again, it's not that it's wrong.
No, this is good. This is good.
So what we were doing then was just a lot of volume. And I would argue, if you, in terms of hypertrophy, putting on muscle, volume is the way.
Fine.
But 16 reps maybe, or 12 to 16, but go as heavy as you can. However, my stance on that has changed now. Because obviously, like, there's a lot of people in the space that are like so highly qualified as well. And I listen to them, like Jeff Nippard. There's this other guy called TNFO. This other guy. There's a few, and they're very educated. And I literally, one of them's got a PhD. Like, he's a proper scientist. Long story short, I'm not about the bro science lifters, by the way. They do this extra clean form and all this technical stuff I think is rubbish, to be honest. But
what's that? Sorry. So the super clean form,
bro. Do you know what it is? It's got to a stage now where they do these like long reps where they got their little cable and they're like holding the rep for like 10 seconds. Really,
I've not seen that.
Come on, man. Like, go a bit heavier, man. Like, do you know what I mean?
Fine. So you're saying there's an extreme on either side.
There is an extreme on either side. Yeah.
Fine. So let's talk a bit about that. Ego lifting, weights, how heavy and stuff like that.
Yeah. So now there's a fine line of where I call it ego lifting is when the form goes out the window. So for example, if you're deadlifting, but your lumbar spine is now curving, I'm going to say to you, bro, you're ego lifting, sooner or later, something's going to snap. In regards to, for example, the rep ranges. Oh no, but what was the question before this? So ego lifting, and you said
I was talking about Rey Mysterio, about how he was taking.
Okay, so he does the very light weights. So he look, at the end of the day, you can't use someone that's on steroids, wrestlers, as an example for the masses.
But I thought they were. It's not confirmed though, right?
What they're on? Because
I thought they like get tested and stuff.
They are 1,000,000% on steroids, bro.
Right,
Every single one of them, like literally, it's a known thing.
Okay,
it's a known thing. Yeah.
Fine.
So someone that's on a high amount of testosterone, for example, or other substances, bro, they will still put on muscle, right? They'll still put on muscle doing minimal work. And I'm gonna talk to you about a study that I came across. Oh my days! I'm so glad that I'm gonna mention this. Okay, I want everyone to pay attention here, because I don't know if you remember, for many years I was backing up people that, for example, not backing them up because I'm against enhancement, right? But I used to say steroids isn't a magic potion. You still have to put in the work.
Yeah.
Okay, so as much as you still have to put in the work, okay, this might be a bit of a controversy what I'm about to say, but it doesn't matter. The truth is, the proof is there in the study. So they did a study on 3 groups of people. Okay, Pay attention to what I'm saying, Faisal.
I'm listening. I'm listening so much. I have a pen in my hand.
This is a crazy one, yeah.
Yeah.
So I said it to Omar. I said it to you. I said it to everyone. Steroids is not a magic potion. You have to put the work in. So there was a study done on 3 groups of people. One, they put them on only 300 milligrams of test, which is like a testosterone. It's an injection, right? It's a steroid, right? It's the hormone that's in your body.
Can I pause you there?
Okay, you can pause me, but this is very important. We're gone.
Because this is, I've actually written down testosterone because you mentioned it twice now. Are you saying testosterone is a performance enhancing drug or steroid?
If you take
I was under the impression testosterone is like fine to take.
Well, look, this is the thing. It becomes an enhancement if you take way more than your body's natural limits. Do you see what I'm saying?
Or that you need. Is this a controversial topic or is it like fact?
What I'm saying right now, or about what do you mean? Like,
well, testosterone. So it's
talking about TRT.
First of all, across the bodybuilding or the general understanding in the space, do people see testosterone as a PED?
I believe they do, yeah.
Okay.
100%, yeah, they do.
Fine.
Yeah.
Have you asked about testosterone Islamically? Like, is it like...
I haven't asked Islamically, but like I know there was a point being made about TRT is when you get past 40 and your test levels really start dropping, there's an argument that you could take it to get back to finger levels. But
I just wanted to pause on testosterone because I didn't understand that. Carry on.
So the 3 groups of people, this is crazy, right? Group 1 is on only 300 milligrams of test. To put it in comparison, these steroid guys, these big guys that go on stage that are heavily on enhancement, they take 10 times the amount per week. They probably have like 2,500 milligrams a week of test injections per week, right? So they only put this group on 300 milligrams of test per week, which I think is considered quite low, okay? Then they monitored them over like 6 months to a year. I can't remember what it was. So that's what category 1. Next category was natural. So best training, by the way, the steroid guys also great training, great diet, but with 300 milligrams of test. Then the second category was natural, amazing training, amazing diet. Third category, what do you think it was?
Steroids.
No.
Injections.
Yeah, but no. So the first one is taking steroids, but training amazingly. Only 300 milligrams. Second group is completely natural. Still training the same, everything. So
third one is test, but no training.
No training.
No training at all.
No training at all. Oh, wow. Literally zero. Okay. So after a year, they obviously did the DEXA scan or whatever to see how much muscle they put on. The people that are obviously training really well and on the 300 milligrams of test, I think they put on around 10 pounds of muscle or 12 pounds, which is great. The natural guys, 2 pounds, 1 pound max. Then the people that don't lift put on like 7 pounds of muscle. And that's literally day-to-day activity, doing nothing extra. So now I go back to the whole thing about, is steroids a magic potion? Damn right it is. It is, bro. Look, and now I'm fully like, I used to preach that, I'd be like, nah, they
still work hard.
Okay, look, the guys that compete, they still do work hard. Can't take nothing away from them. But I'm saying, just that hormone alone, it's crazy.
Helps massively.
Yeah, it helps massive. Bro, if I had 7 pounds of lean muscle on my frame right now, I'd look completely different.
Really?
Completely different. Especially if I was whatever.
Have you ever experienced body dysmorphia?
You know what? Not much, alhamdulillah. Like I think for the longest now, whenever I'm in shape, I'm very content. The only time I don't feel good is if my body fat's a bit high. But alhamdulillah. Like,
but you when your body fat is high, which I've seen, is like anybody else's dream body shape.
It's relative.
Right? Yeah.
It's relative. No, but I have been kind of chubby. Like
you were weighing like 112.
And I'm like just under 5'10". Just say 5'10". Yeah.
Yeah.
And
How much are you weighing right now?
I'm like 91, 92. And alhamdulillah, I'm in a good place right now. And then on stage, when I used to compete, I was only 78.
Wow.
Sucked.
Yeah.
But yeah, man.
Okay. So
what's your thoughts on that?
On the steroid thing?
Yeah, that the fact that the group that literally does no training, like for example, do you know someone that doesn't lift? I don't know, maybe respectfully your dad. Does he lift?
My dad actually lifts.
Okay, give him someone else.
Yeah. In his 60s.
Kareem, do you lift?
No, but anyway, I know loads of people who don't lift. Yeah, majority of people in the world don't lift, right? So yeah,
that's
okay.
what I mean.
I'm thinking of someone who doesn't
imagine
lift.
they put on 7 pounds of muscle, bro, in a year. That is
without
crazy.
lifting. Yeah, that is nuts.
Well,
yes.
you wouldn't. Okay, you'd recognize him, but you'd straight away if you saw someone with extra 7 pounds of lean muscle, you'd be like, bro, what happened to you?
Well, it kind of makes what you do more inspiring and incredible because you do everything naturally, right? Yeah, let's talk a bit more about that. Actually, I want to kind of like veer slightly off the steroid thing because I don't want to like that to be the like whole nature of the discussion.
Yeah, for sure. But it's an important one though. Bro.
It is important.
It's an important one.
It is important
because right now everyone is taking it under the sun, bro. It's crazy. It's a epidemic.
Yes,
but yeah.
But I have heard recently that it'd be good to have like a sheikh on here who understands this world as well and get a better understanding of what is and is not permissible. I know steroids like are obvious, but I'm intrigued about stuff like testosterone and stuff because I have heard that people take it. So I'm intrigued by it.
I'm trying to think who lifts. That's a sheikh that would know. Obviously, you know Asim Al-Hakim.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he lifts.
He lifts.
Yeah,
he's wham. I didn't know, bro.
Yeah,
Mashallah, he's looks great.
Yeah.
Someone like him.
Okay. Calories. You spoke about calories and diet.
Yeah.
So diet is like a huge part of.
It's I would argue it's probably the most sensitive factor because you can't outwork a bad diet. I've said this and you remember me saying this.
People say it's like 80-20 diet exercise. Do you agree with that?
I wouldn't say 80-20.
Okay.
It's definitely like 50-50. They go hand in hand. But I'm saying it's the most sensitive factor in changing your physical appearance. Okay. Like for example, remember I've said this to you before. Like it will take you a minute to eat 600-700 calories, but it will take you over an hour to burn it if you're doing steady state cardio, for example. How are you going to outwork that? Unless you're just some elite triathlon, crazy boxing, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That kind of level. But otherwise, bro, you can't outwork a bad diet, bro. You
seem to have some interesting points on or thoughts about diet, though, because when we were speaking the other day at that Donner place, you were saying that there's this thought process that a lot of people have that you can't eat.
Donner place.
Yeah, you can't eat carbs after like 5-6 p.m.
Yeah.
Or a lot of people do it, or they even stop eating after 5-6 p.m.
Yeah.
That's not something that you kind of stand by, right?
No, because look, like I said, the whole thing about diet, bro, is so simple. It's just an energy exchange. Energy being calories. How much you eat, how much your body burns through your natural basal metabolic rate, as well as your activity. So for example, if I've woke up in the morning and I know that when I train 5 times a week and I do this much cardio, I need to eat X amount of calories. I need to eat, say, for example, 3,000 calories a day to lose weight. It doesn't matter if I cram all my food in the last 4 hours, 5 hours before I sleep, because I know in that day, that was my window. And I'm still doing, on average, that level of activity, training 5 times a week. I'm doing my cardio. So after 6-7 p.m., whatever night, when I used to compete, bro, I remember I used to have a big plate of rice with chicken in one of my last meals. I remember one time I used to have it. I'm about to step on stage in about 2 weeks, so I'm already shredded. I'm having a big plate of rice and chicken at 11 p.m. And I wake up the next day lighter.
Really?
Because it's an average. That's all it is. Because it's literally what you eat versus what you burn. If you're eating less than what you burn naturally, that deficit on average makes you lose weight.
Okay, so if that's not a mistake, if that's not an issue, then what is the biggest mistake people make with their diet?
Snacking, bro. Who was it that was telling me? Oh, one of my online clients. He was like, oh, bro, man, he was like, I'm on point with everything, but I came back from Dubai, I went to duty free and I bought this massive pack of nuts and mixed nuts, yeah? And he goes, bro, I just grab a handful here and there throughout the day. I said, bro, each bloody handful you're taking is about 200 calories. Wow. And if you've done that, so for example, 5 times in the day, that's 1,000 calories.
Yeah.
That's straight away going to ruin your deficit. So snacking, I would say, is probably the worst thing. But like I said, I always say to people, just track. And then after a month or 2, you get to know your body and then you can, freestyle a bit more.
we have to go to the mosque
Bismillah.
for dhuhr. When we come back, I want to carry on the discussion about calories, because I want to ask you, how do people figure out what someone's how much they should be eating, like what their calories, what their general thing is with calories, like their maintenance. Also, I want to get an idea about cheat meals. I've got some stories about cheat meals and cheat days and all that kind of stuff.
Very good topics. I got some good things to say about that. Yeah.
Cool. All right. See you after Salah.
All right, bro.
We are back. We're refreshed. Let's talk about calories, bro.
Yes, go, man. Calories.
So I want to tell you a little bit of a story first. I heard this thing that men on average have 2,500 calories. Sorry, men on average burn about 2,500 calories a day. And so you should have about 2,500 calories as a man. And then, so when I was dieting, I was like, okay, cool. So average 2,500. So all I'd have to do is have 2,200 calories a day and I'll be in a deficit. So that was my goal. And bro, I realized, first of all, that I could eat so much and I still had like 2,200 calories was not difficult. So that's great. Like as soon as you're just thinking about and you're being a little bit intentional, you don't actually sacrifice a lot. You're just like not plowing, cake every day or whatever.
Especially if it's whole foods.
Yeah, but the satiating foods. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So anyway, so that's the thought. And then, but I wasn't necessarily like shifting too much weight. I wasn't putting on weight, but it was quite slow. Then when I got a Whoop, which I know you have your own opinion on these bands, you said don't trust them too much, but it was helpful for me for this specific thing.
Just need steps, bro.
I realized that I was only burning around 1,800 calories in most days.
Okay.
So I was like, actually, if I'm averaging 1,800, 1,900 calories, I'm actually probably at a surplus at 2,200, or at least averaging out like maintenance. I'm not really actually burning any fat, any calories. And so it made me realize that you can't just base it on, what, you Google. So with all that being said, how can a person figure out, what they should be, how much calories they should be eating if they want to be in a deficit or surplus?
So first of all, I want to mention about the 2,500 calories thing. Yep. Actually, they say, I think it's 2.5 for a man or 2,000 for a woman, something like that. Yes. Whatever it is. That is a very broad, generic number. Everyone is different. Everyone has different resting metabolic rates, which means how much calories they burn when they're doing nothing. Okay. So the way it works out so simple. The way you work out so the first thing you do is when you want to gain weight or lose weight, you first need to work out your maintenance. Simple as that. Okay. And there's an equation. There's a few ways of doing it. There is an equation. I think it's called the Harris-Benedict equation, where it uses your height and weight. And there's multiple, in the equation, there's like multiple factors to do with your activity, like, multiplication factors that you multiply your height and weight with, and it comes with a number. And that number is your resting metabolic rate. So now, once you've figured that out, bro, usually it's about 300 to 500 up or down. Go 500 above, surplus. 500 below, deficit. But the issue is what you were saying before. What did you say before? There was something
I was doing 2,200 calories.
2,200 calories, and we were saying how it's whole foods, but there was something else. There was something I was literally on my mind, but it's gone now. Okay, we'll come back.
Satiating.
Yeah, it was volume. There was a really good point. I was thinking of 2 points I wanted to mention here, but it'll come back to me. But yeah, so long story short. I
was saying that I could eat a lot, and I realized that actually 2,200 isn't even difficult. It's not. It doesn't feel like I was sacrificing a lot. I was just like being a little bit more conscious about what I was eating.
Yeah.
But I could even eat 5 meals and still hit 2,200.
Yeah, easily. It's because a lot of people don't realize when you have whole foods, it's literally you can have crazy volume. Like for example, yes, nuts is a whole food, but it's very dense in calories. Like a little bowl of it is like 400 or 500 calories. Whereas you could have, I don't know, whole foods where you have like eggs is filling or rice, chicken, whatever, steak. These things you're gonna have a lot more of, bro.
I've even found an apple is like great. It buys me the next 2 hours.
And here's another thing, right? There's no such thing as unhealthy food, believe it or not. There's like to an extent, okay? If we go down the route of micronutrients, yes, you can have foods that have, for example, more fiber, vitamins, all these sort of stuff. Fine, that definitely falls under the healthy, not healthy. But in terms of actually changing your body, and obviously some people might disagree with me here, but what I'm trying to say is like you can get lean, like seriously lean, eating foods that are considered fatty. Like literally, you could go have fried chicken and fries. If you track it, you can literally get shredded. But what the problem is, you can only probably have a very small amount of it. And what will happen is you'll most likely not hit your protein target. You'll have crazy amount of fats and your carbs will be low. So you'll miss out on the fullness. So one thing people are scared of is carbs. They're like, oh, I want to get lean, but I don't want to have too much carbs. I need to cut the carbs. Okay, no. First of all, keep your carbs as high as possible because your glycogen stores will look fuller. And I've said this so many times. There is condition, so how lean you are, means nothing without muscle fullness. If you're full and lean, that's a completely different look to when you're lean but you're flat. You just look stringy. You just look like you're depleted and you look tired, you look whatever.
So carbs give you energy, right? I feel like I can't train without food.
Fats give you energy as well as calories. Everything you eat actually gives you energy. Protein, it's still calories at the end of the day. So calories is the energy source, but carbs and fats are more sensitive in giving you energy. That's the thing.
Okay.
So, yeah, man. There was one point I wanted to make, but I forgot it. But if it comes back to me, I'm just going to fire it in.
Yeah, just shout it out, yeah. Let's talk about cheat meals. So when we were in the gym at that time, gosh, like 6-7 years ago, there was a guy you were speaking to.
Yeah.
One of the guys who's training there, who was like proper on it, and he said to you said something to him like, "Oh, bro, like you're looking really lean or whatever," and he said, "Oh, bro, you know what I've done, what I've changed," and he goes, I've stopped having cheat days and now I just have a cheat meal.
Yeah.
The other thing he said is that he even tries to have even less. So he doesn't say, okay, every week I have to have a cheat meal. He will just like, he's trying to cut them out completely and things like that. So what's the situation with cheat meals, cheat days and so cheating on your diet?
It's interesting because when it comes to cheat meals and cheat days, again, it's literally on a case-to-case basis. So it all depends on how active you are, this individual. So for example, a cheat day could offset your whole week's progress. Let me give you an example, okay? You have, obviously it's low, but I'm gonna give you an example of 1,000 calories per day. This is someone's week. Because usually when people go for a shred, they track week to week. They go Monday and then Monday again. I wanna see the difference in my weight. Say I'm trying to lose weight, okay? So now pay attention to what I'm saying, okay? This individual is having 1,000, 1,000, 1,000 per day, all the way until Saturday. And then on Sunday, he's gonna have a cheat day. Okay, so let me break it down further. If he's having 1,000 every day, what's his average per day? 1,000.
Yeah,
1,000. Yeah. Okay, but then he decides to have, and by the way, and say that's his deficit as well. But his maintenance slash surplus is 1,500, for example. But what he does now, he's having 1,000 all the way through to Saturday, so he's on point. He's in a deficit. But then Sunday, he decides to have 5,000 calories. I'm gonna have a cheat day. I'm gonna go all out. Okay. Now do the average. Add them all up together. It's like divided by 7. It's going to go probably, let's say he had more than 5,000, yeah? Already that he's thinking, I've done Monday to Saturday. Oh, I'm in a deficit. I can do whatever I want on Sunday. But he's gone so overboard on that Sunday that he's created, on average, a surplus now by like a few hundred calories. So what's happened is that whole week, he didn't lose any fat. So this is one thing I didn't know. So I used to do these mad binge days on Sundays. But because, again, it's a case-to-case basis. Alhamdulillah, I have a crazy appetite. I've done 15,000 calories in one day.
Wow.
Like, that's excessive, yeah? It was a challenge. But anyways, that will fully mess you up. Your whole week's progress is gone. Maybe even 2 weeks. Do you see what I'm saying? Because it's an average, right? Yeah, there's an argument of your body ain't going to absorb everything. But bro, like I've tested it. Like your body, obviously you put on a lot of water weight. But I've noticed that if you have cheat days every Sunday, for example, you're going to, as a minimum, you're going to maintain. But most likely you're going to actually gain some body fat. So to spin it round, I would advise a cheat meal, but don't go overboard. And I'll be honest with you, bro. Like, you see the whole thing about cheat meals and cheat days. Don't make your diet so restrictive.
Well, you said this to me the other day. You said that even when you're dieting, if you fancy something and other people would consider it a cheat, like a chocolate or something, you would actually still have that within your diet as long as you calculated it.
100%, bro. Just like a chocolate bar, 300 calories.
So you don't even have cheat days?
If I really, like, so for example, like say there's a few spots I really want to go to in Dubai, yeah? I might say, I really want to go to all of them. So that day I'll have it. But the thing is, I know I'm at a stage now where, not that I can get away with it, but I'm so far in the game that it's okay. Like, do you see what I mean? I just need, like, I don't have to, I'm not competing. The point is, I'm not going to go down a spiral. Some people that don't have the discipline and they have a cheat day, what will happen, that cheat day will become a cheat week. And then they fall off and then their routine's gone. So what I'm saying is really be true to yourself. Just know that you're not going to fall off and you're going to be consistent. But treat yourself. Like, don't be so restrictive. Like, literally, if you're craving something, have it. I literally, the other day,
account for it.
I account for it. What did I get? I had like a burger from somewhere. Bro, it doesn't matter because I know when I track it, I'll overestimate a little bit as well. So if I know this burger is probably 500 calories, I'll input it. I'll track it at 600. So I know I've created that little surplus that I'm definitely under.
You were saying in the beginning of the episode that I'm doing decent on my fitness journey. The context for it is that I came back from London like 5 kilos heavier, and so I just started like to prioritize my health, and now I'm like training 3 times a week, weightlifting, even though you can't tell.
I'll see it.
And then I'm doing like 2 or 3 sessions of paddle a week as well, and that's a bit of cardio. And
How
then
long each time? Hour and a half?
Solid. Burning about 1,000 calories per session.
Mashallah.
And then I'm also have quite a strict diet. When I say strict diet, I just mean that I'm very conscious of and the calories and calorie counting and things like that.
Yeah. Don't be restrictive. Yeah.
So at the beginning of this has been now 6 or 7 weeks. At the beginning of it, I had a cheat day, right? So I was doing well, and I don't sort of mind if you remember the day that I had all the boys around. Do you remember Johan, and we had Bake My Day, and we had all these things. So that day was an extreme cheat day, bro. And we had pizzas, then we ordered in cookies because one of the brothers was like, this is cookies you have to have. Then we had other desserts. People had bought desserts. Then there was chicken wings, fried chicken wings. It was everything.
Basically, the cheat meal became a cheat day.
The whole day was bad, right? And it really threw me off in terms of my weight. On the scales, it took numerous days for me to just get back to the weight that I was before that day.
A lot of it's water weight.
But regardless, it just threw me off so much that I just thought to myself, I don't want to have a day like that again because it's just so redundant. It's not useful,
bro. And you know what it is? It's also you're chasing dopamine. It's that.
It wasn't good. Yeah, it wasn't fun. My stomach didn't feel good. Yeah. I've noticed recently that like my stomach's been great. You just don't need as much food as you think you need, right? And so then what I did is the following week, on my cheat day, all I did is I had a fried chicken burger, not even with chips, bro. I literally just had the single burger, and that it felt great. It didn't throw me off one bit. In fact, I lost weight the next day. I was still with my but I still got to have this beautiful fried chicken burger,
and it probably tastes better as well.
It tastes so much better.
Zero guilt.
I enjoyed every single bite,
of course,
and I realized that I still have cheat days. I still have cheat days, but that cheat day is a meal. I'll have a meal in that day, and maybe like I'll be a little bit more relaxed with myself, but nothing like that. Like I wouldn't have like a slice of pizza or something. It might just be that I'll have a chocolate bar or something that I wouldn't normally have, or things like that. Yeah. Because right now, if I fancy chocolate bar, I'll have like a, like a Milky Bar, the little one.
Yeah,
the cowboy, because it's 63 calories. That versus a 12, which is 115 calories 100%. Per bar, and there's 2 bars in it, and 230 calories.
Kinder Hippo.
Yeah, those kind of things. Bang. So that's what I have.
116 calories.
Yeah.
But just the bottom line is that's don't be fine, restrictive. Yeah, it's fine, bro. Like,
so cheat meals are fine, just don't be restrictive.
Yeah, don't do cheat days. And the problem is you can fall off and it'll take you a while to get back into it. That's the thing.
Okay. Supplements. When I was training with you at that time, you were drinking BCAAs, and you're doing creatine, and you're doing protein.
It's all changed.
And you're doing pre-workout.
It's all changed.
What if you had to? If you could only take 3 supplements? Well, so first of all, how has it changed? And secondly, if you could advise just 3 supplements to somebody listen to this, which 3 supplements would they be?
So literally, bro, I would go for the natural supplements that boost testosterone. They're the ones. So shilājit would be one.
So that's legit, is it?
Yeah, definitely.
It's not like a facade.
No. Shilājit is, if it's from a proper source, from the mountains of, I think, Pakistan or somewhere. If it's like from a proper place, it's
what makes you say that? Why is shilājit? Why all of a sudden has this shilājit thing happened, and everyone's talking about it, and all of a sudden it's actually legit?
No, it's all about marketing, social media. It literally just came into someone marketed it finally. Kind of thing. It's been around.
What is it?
So it's like literally over hundreds and thousands of years. It's like this natural resin that comes from the mountains, and basically the studies that show it boosts testosterone, it boosts your cognitive function, you're more focused, and like it's literally like it's like a very dark residue, and it's extremely like salty.
So do you take it?
I've taken it for a while, and I felt really great.
Do you take it now?
At the moment, I don't know, because I'm trying to think of a good place to get it from. Because it's hard to find legit stuff. That's the problem.
So it's not just like a social media fad?
I don't think so, bro. Okay. No, there's studies done on it. And then so there's that. But then the supplement that I would literally recommend the most is creatine. It's the most researched supplement ever.
I've never taken it.
You should.
What does it, for someone like me who's never taken it, what does it do?
It basically, in short, increases your strength, bro. Increases your strength. So if it increases your strength, what does that mean? It increases muscle. That's basically it, bro.
How much of it should you be taking?
Just 5 grams a day. People cycle it. So there's people that take like, for example, or there's some people that take too much, like they're taking like 30 grams per day. They're going to mess their liver and kidneys up. But creatine, by the way, is naturally in red meat and some other sources as well. So that's what I mean. But usually we don't eat enough red meat. So that's why they say supplement creatine. But 5 grams every day forever. It's absolutely fine. And that's what I do. Just
so shilājit, creatine, and what about third one?
I'll say one more, and you told me about, I don't take BCAAs anymore. Like, I think it's a bit of a gimmick, bro.
Is it?
Yeah, it's an amino acid, which is what protein breaks down into, right? So just eat good food, bro. You don't need it. Okay. And pre-workout, I don't recommend it. Like, there's nothing wrong with it, I'll be honest. But the only problem with pre-workout is it's the crash, really. Like, but in terms of, like, there's nothing wrong with it. Like, but if in the morning, if you feel like it gives you that buzz and you can train with better focus, then take it by all means. It's not a big deal. But I'm not into pre-workout.
So what's the third one? Just whey protein?
No, whey protein, and even whey protein. Do you know what I say to people? There's nothing wrong with it, but only take it if you don't have time to. If you need to get your protein target for the day, just have it. But never replace a proper meal with supplements, like a protein shake. Yeah.
I thought that you had to have 1 gram of protein per kg, not per pound. So I was like, I just have to have 80 grams of protein.
Bro, way too low.
Yeah. So I was like, okay,
you're having.
I'm not even having. Yeah, I'm really not having enough protein.
So I think you were having 40% less than you should have. I believe.
How do you pack that much protein in the bro? Every single one of my meals is protein. I have eggs in the morning. I have chicken.
How many eggs?
3 eggs, whites.
3 egg. Okay, I'm gonna ask you now. This is what I'm saying. This is why knowledge you have to educate yourself. How many grams of protein in 1 egg white?
I think 15. No, 7. Is it 7?
How many grams of protein in 1 egg white? Literally 3 or 4.
4. Okay,
3 or 4. Fine. So you're only having 9 to 10 grams of protein.
12. 4. Okay, 3, 6, 9. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Fine.
So you said 15.
Right. Then for lunch, I rest
my case.
Yes, it's not enough.
It's not enough. Like the fact that you thought it was okay, but anyways, go on. It's okay. What about the rest? Go on.
So lunch, I'll either have chicken or canned tuna, right? So let's say for example, it's canned tuna. That's easier to.
How much protein in canned tuna?
20. The one I'm having is 30 grams of protein. I checked that.
Pretty good. Yeah, usually it's about 20 to 24. But okay,
it was because it's 25 per 100 and it's like 120 or something. So it's like 30 grams.
Okay, next meal. By the way, we're on 39 calories.
How many? No, you have to be on 39 grams of protein.
39 grams of protein.
Yeah,
next meal.
So,
it's gonna be good. We're gonna expose how much protein he's been having. Roughly.
So
don't lie now. Yeah, we can't lie. Yeah,
I'll
be honest.
I'll have a protein shake, which is 30 grams.
Okay, we're 60.
That's 60.
69.
Yeah, and then for dinner.
That's his last meal, isn't it? Dinner's your last meal, right?
Yeah, for dinner's my last meal. I normally.
Faisal, bro.
I'm barely eating, to be honest, for dinner because my breakfast I'm having around like 12ish. I'm skipping breakfast, and then 4 p.m. I have that second meal, and then I'm not really because I'm doing 1,500 calories right now. That's pretty much like I'm like.
Bro, you're having under 100 grams of protein.
Yeah, I'm definitely having way under 100 grams of protein.
That's
yeah,
literally.
I was trying to get to 80.
That's embarrassing.
My point is, I was trying to get to 80. So I'm definitely.
It's not about that, but you're gonna lose muscle as well.
Yeah, I am. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
It's not enough. It's not enough protein, bro.
Yeah, you should be angry with me.
I don't want to say you're gonna lose muscle, but like, because it's not easy to lose muscle.
Yeah,
it's not easy to lose muscle, but that's way too low, bro. You need to eat more. Wake up earlier.
No, well, I have to eat protein, but also stay in a deficit right now because my deficit's working.
But you can stay in deficit. So what I'm saying is, look, calories are broken down into carbs, proteins, and fats. Each one has a ratio to make up your 1,500 calories, which is too low, by the way. But anyways, so in your case, have 150 grams. That's not even per pound of your body weight. What do you weigh again?
I'm currently weighing in at 79.
79, yeah. 79 times what?
kg.
So, like at highest, I would say 170.
173.
Yeah, 174. You could have 150. 150, 140 grams of protein is still enough for you. So you're having half the amount, bro.
Yeah.
And it's not good enough.
It's not good enough. it's embarrassing, quite frankly.
It's not good enough, bro.
I do eat these protein crisps every day. So I don't know how many, but there's protein in them.
That's not good enough, bro.
And
there was something else. Oh yeah, so sorry. So in your case, 3 macronutrients: proteins, fats, carbs. So in your case, every gram of protein is 4 calories. So say I want you to have, you're on 1,500, which I'll repeat is too low. Okay?
No. To be honest, that's the minimum I have.
Let me cook.
I'll have like between 1,500 to 1,800 calories. It's still low.
15, yeah. It's like a more round number. So
fine.
Every gram of protein is 4 calories. So times this by 4.
Every gram of protein is 4 calories. Okay.
1 gram protein, 4 calories. So you have 174 per day. So already, just your protein source is 1,700, which is fine. 700. So half of your calories is going to be your protein.
Mm-hmm.
Then the rest, your carbs and your fats. So carbs is also 1 gram is 4 calories. But fats, 1 gram is 9 calories.
Ooh.
So, but that's fine though. What I'm saying is, so you've got 800 calories left. the ratio of your carbs to fats doesn't really matter. You can freestyle it. But I would advise more carbs, less fats for muscle formation.
Fine. But by the way, I have been increasing my calories because when I play, for example, days where I play paddle, I burn so many calories that I have to eat. So, I'm not going over 2,000 calories a day. Really.
By the way, here's another point, because you've mentioned that quite a lot in this podcast about how much you burn. Okay.
Yeah.
Ideally, bro, use the number that your Whoop says as a reference point. You will never know exactly how much you actually burn.
Sure.
So just use it as a way of, okay, I'm doing paddle. I just want to aim for it to say 1,000 calories because I want to maintain the consistency of my intensity.
Yes.
So so what I'm trying to say is never say, I burned 1,000, so I'm going to eat a bit more today. No, don't do that. If you've had a solid session where you've burnt more, alhamdulillah, you've created a bigger deficit.
Yes.
Do you understand what I mean?
I'm also basing on the scales as well. I'm like, okay, yesterday I had this much food. So I'm getting wiser with each day.
Again, look, bro, don't base it on the scale. Scale, again, is a reference point.
I'm doing everything wrong.
You're not doing it wrong. I'm just trying to because what happens, people get obsessed with the scale.
Yeah, that's true.
Go with the mirror and how you feel.
Fine.
Strength, mirror.
The mirror is deceptive though. Because sometimes you look in the mirror and you feel because mirror is not
to be honest.
Mirror is not stats.
How do I look?
Fine. Okay.
Yeah, just
I'm gonna throw it over to Suleiman. Suleiman's question for you.
I had a question based on cardio, but specifically gym cardio. So like treadmill and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So,
steady state. Yeah.
So once upon a time, you can't tell now, but I was in the gym. And I was going with one of my friends who was there regularly, and he was quite big, so he knew what he was doing basically. Yeah. But because he was so busy, his structure was he only had 1 hour in the gym. So we'd go in and he would stretch and he'll go straight to weights. Yeah. So I'd follow him. So I was following him, push, pull, legs, same kind of structure. And so we didn't do cardio. We played football once a week, and our jobs were generally we were moving around. So that was the cardio we was doing.
Fine.
But it actually worked. So I was following him, and then I could see a difference in the actual muscle if I was looking in the mirror.
Getting leaner, basically.
Yeah, getting leaner. But also the weight on the scale went down because after that session, I was sweating like more than if I was doing.
The weight went down over time, or you're saying just in that day, or
no, over
just
time.
Generally.
Yeah,
okay.
So like after maybe 3 months, even people would tell me, "Oh, you're looking slimmer," and the muscles were bigger, so the arms and everything.
Yeah.
And this was with no cardio, just football once a week or something. So my point is because he was saying he's had an hour in the gym because I'm not going to be on the treadmill for 30 minutes to lose the equivalent of a Kit Kat. You know, like 100 calories.
It's true. It's true.
There's no point. Yeah. So is that something that is sustainable that people could do? Like not do cardio in the gym to save time?
1,000,000%.
Yeah.
100%. So what they can do is that even me, like I know I do an hour Stairmaster after my sessions. I guess maybe, alhamdulillah, I'm lucky maybe because I have the time. But I'm saying some people I know have gotten great shape, bro. They don't do cardio, but they just track steps. Yeah. So it all comes down to the average and the balance that you create. So remember I said right at the start, Faisal, when I said that it's energy in versus energy out. So what I'm saying is if you create that consistency of, okay, if I train 5 times a week and I eat this amount of food, I won't do any cardio, but let me see. And then you monitor your weight week to week. And then you first say, can I lose weight without doing any cardio initially? Yeah. Do you see what I'm saying? So you train 5 times a week, 1 football session a week, and say 2,500 calories. Don't do any other cardio. Okay? And track your steps. Give yourself a minimum step target of 8K a day. Okay. Then you just check your weight from Monday to Monday. Did my weight drop? Yeah. If it didn't, what I would say is just increase the step target. Or if it's someone that doesn't want to spend more time in the gym, just drop your food a little bit.
Okay.
Do you see what I'm saying? That's all it is, bro. So there's people I know that actually do no extra cardio. They just put their calories at a certain amount and they train X amount of times a week and they've just created that deficit and they don't do cardio and they just do steps. But the reason why I do an hour, bro, I'm a big foodie, bro. I like to eat. So alhamdulillah, I'm able to get leaner on 3,600 calories, which is actually a good amount. But the reason why is because I'm so active. That's the only reason. So I can stop my cardio or reduce it significantly, but what that will do means I'll have to drop my food a bit as well to maintain the fat loss or stay in shape. But I just like eating more and my fitness level, alhamdulillah, my CV in terms of steady state. Like I can play any sport except fight cardio. Fight cardio is different, but otherwise, like any other sport, football, paddle, or alhamdulillah, my stamina is really good. So yeah, man. That's basically it, bro. So you can basically not do cardio, but you just have to change other variables, and that's it.
Okay.
I've noticed that like all bodybuilders use a Stairmaster. What is it about the Stairmaster that why do they love it so much?
It's just more intense than the treadmill. So it basically sometimes, for example, what they will go by is 30 minutes on the Stairmaster will probably burn more calories than 30 minutes on the treadmill. So they're just trying to create a bit more of that deficit in terms of the energy burnt. That's all it is. But they don't care about the calories. Remember, all they care about is time. And like if I do 30 minutes of Stairmaster compared to 30 minutes of treadmill, I know over the weeks I'm getting leaner, faster with the stairs because it's more energy expended. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't care what the Stairmaster machine says. Oh, you've done, like so one time I did Stairmaster for an hour and it said I burn 850 calories, yeah? That doesn't mean I'm gonna go and compared to the treadmill, an hour is about 600. So you see the difference. But I'm not gonna now eat that extra 200 or whatever. It's just, just keep it consistent.
I've seen Ronnie Coleman speak about how he was always on the Stairmaster.
Yeah. It's just it's like a thing where they just know it works because it's more intense. That's all it is. It doesn't mean it's better. It's not better. It's just more intense, so you can burn more calories.
And he said he never used to track his calories.
Do you know what it is? I guess he didn't, but I'm pretty sure he weighed his food though. Because I remember him saying
he said he tracked
8 ounce of chicken and then...
because he said he tracked his... He said, I don't track my calories,
but he weighed the food.
But I track my protein and something else. He said he tracked macros, but just not calories.
Yeah. But the thing is, I agree. He probably didn't. But what I'm saying is, but he still weighed his food and he knew if I have 8 ounce of chicken, 8 ounce of steak and all that kind of stuff, then he knew this is enough.
He was clever enough. He lived it.
But I'm sure he had a coach. He must have had a coach.
Maybe he had a coach who did it for him,
And he just did the weights. That's
but he said that he specifically said he did count his protein intake,
which is like I said, which is the most important macronutrient. I know Arnold didn't, I think they didn't track anything. Arnold's era.
Yeah,
but they're old school, I guess. Things change.
What's the biggest excuse you hear from people and clients when they don't want to put in the work and like transform?
Bro, when they say, "Oh, I don't have the time."
Okay,
bro, that's not an excuse, man. Wake up earlier. Bro, what's the sunnah? How are we supposed to operate our day?
You wake up early.
Yeah, wake up Fajr. And what'd you do?
You stay awake.
Exactly. You stay awake. Okay, you stay awake.
You take the barakah for the mornings.
When are you supposed to nap?
Dhuhr and Asr,
exactly.
So sleep straight after Isha.
And there you go. Okay, so what I'm trying to say is one of my clients, bless him, and I don't know if he'll watch this, yeah? And he's a good friend now as well. I'll give his name. His name is Imran. Allahumma barik. He's a radiologist and he does very well for himself, mashallah. Every day, this guy is up Fajr time and he starts his work. Sometimes before Fajr. And he does his work those hours of the day and he's done by like, for example, 11 a.m., whatever. He's done for the day. So he's got 2 days in one. So what I'm trying to say is it all comes down to how bad you want it. If you say you don't have enough time in the day, wake up earlier. And I hate when I hear that excuse, I don't have enough time. You do have enough time. You have to just wake up earlier. Sleep earlier, wake up earlier. And that's a reminder for myself as well, because sometimes I fall short as well, in that as well.
You said you've been in the last 20 years, I've only missed 1 month. Is that what you said earlier?
Alhamdulillah.
So what keeps you consistent?
I'll get that in a second, but I'll tell you like to the point where I know most people wouldn't do this. This was about 10 years ago. I was doing incline bench and my form wasn't great. My shoulders came forward and I felt a very sharp pain in my AC joint, which is where your clavicle connects with a tendon to the top of the shoulder here. And it's a common injury, actually. I didn't know. A lot of weightlifters get it. And basically the tendon partially tore. And most people, you need surgery, and it's even elevated now. It hasn't fully recovered, but alhamdulillah, I train around it. Long story short, I still went to the gym 3 times a week, right, minimum, and I was doing legs only because I couldn't do any upper body. I still went, did some legs, did my bit of cardio and all that, but because I was like, you know what, I could have taken 6 weeks off, which I wouldn't have done anyway. But it just shows like if it's your lifestyle and it's a non-negotiable, that's what it is. And then to link it about
consistency, what keeps you consistent?
Bro, there's so many things, bro. So in a way, alhamdulillah, I got lucky, bro, because my dad was the kind of figure growing up that he kind of emphasized it's good to be strong and healthy and fit. Don't let yourself get out of shape. So he kind of embedded it in our family that you should be fit. Not necessarily just go gym. He was just into sports, whether you played football, whatever. So, and then, alhamdulillah, like he used to train back in Afghanistan. He even had the setup. You know, Rocky IV, viewers will probably know, there's a scene in the Rocky IV training where there's a pulley on the ceiling, bag of rocks, and he's basically doing some like tricep extension. My dad had a similar setup like that back in Afghanistan. So they probably took off my dad. But anyways, and alhamdulillah, like it started from there. Then my oldest brother, he literally took me under his wing and he showed me kind of how to train. I went to the gym first with him at the age of like 13. And alhamdulillah, like since then, I've always been this person where anything I've done, I've never done it half-heartedly. I've always like really tried to get to the top at it. And alhamdulillah, it kind of stuck. I even did for 6 years in parallel. I started doing a bit of MMA and boxing, and I thought I could go to the Olympics. And I thought like, I really want to get to I don't know why, I just really wanted to get to the Olympics for fighting. But anyways, that's a whole nother topic. And then I found out you couldn't. And then in parallel, I was doing gym, and then kind of fell off on that. And the gym just continued, bro. And then let's talk about the Islamic side of things, bro. Like this body, man, it's an amānah, man. We have to literally look after it. We're going to be questioning what we did with our youth, with our health. And how can you not return this body back to Allah in the best state possible?
On the topic of Islam, where is the line between your body is an amānah and then vanity?
Bro, this is a tough one, bro. I try to renew my intentions all the time about it, because especially when it comes to social media, it's like, what's the Arabic term? Is it riya? What's
Riya, showing off, yeah.
Showing off, yeah. So I try my best to renew my intentions, because it's like, if I'm posting a gym workout and whatnot, like you really have to renew intentions. Am I doing this to inspire and motivate, or am I getting waswasa from shaitan telling me, look, you're gonna like you look good, and you know what I mean? It's a challenge, bro. I literally go through it a lot. And then the other side of it is the awrah. Like it's tough, bro. Like sometimes you're in shape and you want to show your audience to inspire them, like I'm looking good, like I want to show like some abs, and then at the same time it's like, yeah, my awrah's covered, but then again, bro, like there's the haya side of things. Wallah, till this day, I still
struggle with that.
Yeah, like no, as in, I think about it, bro, because I'm thinking, I'm still topless, even though my awrah's covered. I don't know if it's very befitting. Let's be honest, bro. This is the thing, man. Like I'm pretty sure, if you want to be a muhsin, if you want to be a very high level believer, it's probably not right, is it?
Do you know what, bro? I really admire your.
But it's a fitna for me. So
I really admire your authenticity and your honesty and your openness. Even to that discussion, even mentioning that that's a struggle for you. If this is going to sound like a harsh question, but you told me before we start the podcast, there's no shyness.
No shyness between brothers, bro.
If we saw on social media a woman posting her workouts, her, showing a lot of skin, and all of these things, you would say she's causing fitna for men online, right?
Well, are men cause fitna too?
Are you conscious that by you posting workouts, by you posting, like you said, topless and stuff like that, that you're also causing a fitna?
I hope not, but maybe it is. I don't know. Maybe, bro. Because it's like, how I see it is like for example, I opened up a women's only Pilates studio in London, alhamdulillah. And like, that's a page for women. Like, and I feel like part of the responsibility also is for the men to not go on that page. I don't know. Like, so it's like, if you know it's a woman's page, and that's a business page as well, right? So you should avoid it. So at the same time, I feel like as much as I have to be held accountable, 1,000,000%, I also feel like the individual that it may be causing fitna to, they also have a responsibility upon themselves to also just block that individual or kind of just not, because you're in control, right?
Yeah, I think the tough thing is hard, that the internet is a big room, isn't it?
I know.
Actually, the content that you post, for me, I find it so inspiring.
I was just going to ask you, how do you perceive it?
I find it so inspiring, bro. And I know you personally, right? And it actually motivates me to go to the gym. It improves my knowledge on fitness. And I think for so many men out there, it does that. And it's needed because as humans, we need to see the result, right?
Yeah. That's what I mean. We're very visual.
Right.
Yeah, we're very visual.
But the tough thing is that the internet is one big room and everybody has access to it. And so, like you said, I don't know the answer.
Alhamdulillah, at least my ratio of male to female has significantly dropped now in females.
Well, they say, don't they? They say like,
good.
There's a comedian who says that when I started lifting weights.
You thought I was going to get this?
He's like, women are not impressed by it at all, but like the men are just like so amazed
bro,
by
I think
it.
It's like, I've only got like 10%, like it's 90-10, alhamdulillah. Maybe inshallah it'll just be 100% men. I don't care.
On judgment from Muslims, how much does that affect you? Have you been criticized for like being too focused on physique, for example?
To be honest, like sometimes I do, not much, but like alhamdulillah, like generally speaking, bro, I get DMs from brothers like way older than me, and they literally say, like, the first thing they say is like, "Salam alaikum, I rarely ever would DM someone saying something like this," and wallahi, it makes my day. Like, it happened recently, like multiple times where brothers DM me saying, you literally like inspire me. You show a very good balance of like what it means to kind of take your portion of the dunya and show the deen, family. And wallah, like when I was young, bro, I always said like, Ya Allah, put me in a position to try and inspire. And alhamdulillah, he's given me a little platform, and I like to think I am doing this. Like,
you are.
But it's a responsibility because I don't want to ever like go off. But look, I've been doing it for a while. Alhamdulillah, I like to think I'm very firm that I won't fall far the wrong way. Do you see what I mean? So
how has becoming a father and having daughters changed your kind of mindset? And
bro, it's everything, bro. Alhamdulillah, like I'm a girl dad. You got boys only, right?
Yeah.
Inshallah, you have a girl, bro. I'm telling you, they will steal your heart.
Really?
Like as much as like I don't want to be biased, but like my oldest brother has boys and girls, so he's like an example to use. But generally speaking, anyone I've spoken to that has daughters, they just say, obviously every child has that love. You have that love for them, but the daughter is different, bro. It just grabs your heart. And then the hadith of if you raise, I believe 3, like you basically guarantee Jannah. Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam holds your hand through the gates of Jannah. But then the narration say even 2, even 1.
Yeah.
So it's such a beautiful thing, man. And like I like to think present father. Like I play with them a lot in the sense that like I kind of sometimes play with them as if like they're a boy. So like I'm like flexing like, oh, you gotta be strong. Like Leia Lilu, I call her Lilu. Her name's Leia. You gotta be strong, Baba. Like don't cry or whatever. But bro, becoming a father is everything, bro. It's literally, it's all the motivation a man needs. And even though motivation is cyclic, but when you have kids, bro, like you're so focused. Like you know that the father is literally, bro, the first source of inspiration. The father sets the bar for every man in the future that ever comes into their life. So if the father's of a certain caliber, you know that you're the minimum, you're the baseline. And if your baseline is here, inshallah, may Allah make us those kind of people for our children, then you only know that no man can ever come into her life and sweep her off her feet because you know the father set such a high standard. And that's the goal, man. Inshallah, I can keep being that person for her. So
inshallah,
both of them, inshallah. I mean... But yeah, man.
On the topic of leaving a legacy, what do you want to be remembered for beyond your physique?
Well, I'll be honest, I don't even want to be remembered for my physique. I just want to... it's funny you say this. Like before I left to come to Dubai, alhamdulillah, like I was a gathering of about 20 odd brothers. And one of the things I didn't mention was like, I was saying to the brothers, like, just do good so that this dunya is so short. When you're gone and if your name ever comes up in conversation, it should be in positive light. That's all I want. So like, for example, maybe be generous. Just be known as someone that was generous. Be known as someone that just did good, like benefited the ummah in whatever it was. Like, because that's the worst thing. Because like when you're gone, what's the only things that can benefit you? Sadaqah jariyah, your children making dua for you. But to add to that, if you come up with conversation amongst companions and people that are still alive, and they bring you up and they think good, they'll probably just drop a dua. May Allah forgive. You know what I mean? If you're a bad person or whatever, then that probably won't happen maybe. You know what I mean? So that's kind of what I want to be remembered by. Just someone that was someone in positive light. That's all I care about, to be honest, bro.
If you could give a message to young brothers right now, young Muslims, young Muslim brothers, what would it be?
So I literally would say, so just generically, overall, you mean?
Yeah.
Bro, I would honestly say the most important thing in this dunya is of course the deen. That's our foundation. However, the way the world is moving forward, bro, the way society is moving forward, there's so much pressure on men, especially, and women, in regards to how you should live, trying to capture the dunya, live this certain lifestyle. But I literally would say just don't compare and just search for contentment. And literally, bro, like once you attain that contentment, bro, like you just generally can live your life on your terms, because comparing is the biggest killer of joy. And I say to all the young brothers out there, just focus on what you love. Generally, if you just focus on what you love, you won't feel like you're working. Like I'll use you for example, bro. Like I'm pretty sure you enjoy doing podcasts. It's something you love doing. So alhamdulillah, it probably feels less of a job than someone who's obviously working that corporate life. And for me, bro, like look, I came from that corporate background. I did the 9 to 5. And I hated it, bro. I just didn't like working for someone and whatnot. And
alhamdulillah, you decided to job your love.
Huh?
You decided to job your love.
Yeah, basically. Job your love. But yeah, bro, and that's all I would say, man. Just do what you love. Job your love.
Ajmal, thank you so much, bro. We appreciate you, man.
Take
care. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.